The FOMC meeting has just finished. Obviously, we got a 25 basis point hike. What Jerome Powell said next was pretty surprising. I've just got a couple of things to show you in regards to it. Just watching this video here
Today, our
first.
decision was to raise the federal funds rate by 25 basis points. A decision on a pause was not made today. You will have noticed that in the statement from March, we had a sentence that said the committee anticipates that some additional policy firming may be appropriate. That sentence is not in the statement anymore. We took that out, and instead we're saying that in determining the extent to which additional policy firming may be appropriate to return inflation at 2% over time, the committee will take into account certain factors. So that's a meaningful change that we're no longer saying that we anticipate. And so we'll be driven by incoming data, meeting by meeting, and we'll approach that question at the June meeting.
So there are a couple of things that we need to unpack. First, before we get into it, this video is not financial advice. Before we break down this, I just want to go over the crypto market cap, 1.22 trillion. It has dropped nearly 1% in the last 24 hours. Not bad though. Bitcoin's down, Ethereum is sideways, a little bit of red, a little bit of green. Jumping over to the Bitcoin chart, 28,460. It has come up a little bit after this meeting. If we have a look here, leading up to it, went down, came up, bad news, and it is starting to spike again. We're probably going to be range bound for a little bit unless we get a massive God candle and just spike up huge. It is possible. If it hangs around this level, probably a little bit better longer term. The longer we can go sideways, the stronger we'll be going forward. 1878 for Ethereum, pretty much sideways last 24 hours. Last couple of hours, that is very nice to see. Exactly the same wick up with Ethereum there. Now I've got another video for you. We'll get to this tweet in a sec by Paul Barron, but this video here, let me just play this for everyone.
But I do think that
and then we'll break it down.
That the situation in the labor market with so much excess demand, yet wages have been moving down. Wage increases have been moving down. And that's a good sign, down to more sustainable levels. So I think it's still possible. I think the case of avoiding a recession is, in my view, more likely than that of having a recession. But it's not that the case of having a recession is. I don't rule that out either. It's possible that we will have what I hope would be a mild recession.
All right, couple of things there. Another 25% rate hike could still happen. They're not ruling it out. They have taken out that they're expecting to do it. So that is strong. That's bullish for Bitcoin, for crypto, for everything. But I would not take it out. I believe another one is very possible. Couple of reasons for that, and I want to show you both sides of the picture. Make sure you do hit subscribe for the news with fast facts. Let's carry on. Paul Barron breaks this down really good. Obviously, really good YouTube channel to stay up to date. So much to review at this FOMC meeting. The script was right in line with the mainstream media. Banking system safe. We are still hiking. Jobs are slow, but not yet ready to adjust. Mortgages are tanking. Regulated banks are over. Money market funds will get more capital flight. Key watch point. Credit crunch is about to hit hard, which means more banks to go under. Small biz about to eat it due to credit. Businesses are about to go under. 25 coming for the next FOMC meeting. I think I agree here with Paul as well. A couple of days ago, we did say that would be a very real possibility. Long winter of holding high interest powers sitting on a big bag of Bitcoin. Very possible with that last point. Only time will tell, and that's probably never going to be public knowledge. A little bit of fun. So both sides of the argument. Here, Federal Reserve rate, 25 basis points. US central bank battles stubbornly high inflation while dealing with a string of high-profile bank failures. FOMC continued its year-plus string of rate hikes on Wednesday, lifting the Fed funds rate by 25 basis points to a targeted range of 5 to 5.25%. The Fed's move was widely expected. It's very much priced in. The policy statement was notable for leaving out prior language that suggested continuing rate hikes were a certainty. So they left it out, but they didn't say, Well, I'll read what it says. The statement did take note of tighter credit conditions as weighing on the economy and said the FOMC will take into account the cumulative tightening of monetary policy, the lags with which monetary policy affect economic activity and inflation and economic and financial developments. A decision to pause rate hikes was not made today, said Powell at his press conference following the FOMC meeting. We are prepared to do more to contain inflation, he added. So they took out that wording, but then he did say they are prepared to do more if needed. Now, the opposite side, crypto macro drivers, it's not just about Bitcoin. A little bit more of an opinion piece, dive into why they believe the interest rate hike will be the last. US GDP came in at 1.1% quarter-on-quarter growth, much lower than the expected 2% lower still than the fourth quarter's downward revision of 2.6%. Federal Reserve's preferred inflation index of personal consumption expenditure, which is PCE, excluding food and energy, known as core PCE, for Q1 increased by 4.9%, more than the consensus estimate of 4.7%, and then Q4's 4.4%. They go on to say the more granular core PCE reading for March released on Friday, coming in at a steady 0.3% or 4.6% on a year-on-year basis there. They go through all the reasons, all the charts here, and they reckon it's going to be the last time. So both sides of the argument there. They will raise, they won't raise. Only time will tell when we see. I believe the market's going to start pricing in another rate hike. Maybe in the short term, it will be a little bit bullish because they have taken out that wording there. And a couple of real interesting things going on that I think you'd be quite interested in, because Bhutan, we found out the other day, they have been mining Bitcoin since it's $5,000. Now, Bitdeer is to raise $500 million for the Bhutan crypto mine operation, the deal with the government. Bitdeer said the agreement marks a crucial expansion into Asia and expect fundraising efforts to commence this month. Bitcoin mining company Bitdeer said it will work with Bhutan government to establish crypto mining operations in the Southeast Asian country. It is hydroelectric power, fairly environmentally safe as well, which is good for the narrative of Bitcoin. Obviously the World Economic Forum is coming out pro data centers as well, which is most likely Bitcoin mining. So Bhutan's goal for the venture is to accelerate the kingdom's digital transformation, economic diversification by exploring emerging sectors. They're a small country, small government, but to be able to put, well, we found out it was 5% of their GDP into Bitcoin mining. Now they're getting another $500 million raise to go into Bitcoin mining infrastructure. These small countries, they have the power to be able to move fast, to adapt to certain situations. Will they come out the winners? Bitcoin, in my opinion, is freedom, obviously not financial advice. But that same below, not your keys, not your coins. Even with governments, if they're not using their own money that's backed up by gold or hard assets and they're using fiat money that's inflated away, it's not their money, because they can't control the supply or how it works. So I think this is great to see. A little bit more with policy as well. The UK, just really quickly on this, the law on promotions is set to come into effect around 4 months from now. What they're allowing people to do is registered UK crypto firms can approve their own ads. So UK lawmakers voted in favour of a highly anticipated amendment to ease advertisement approvals for crypto firms on Wednesday, meaning it is now on track to become law. What that means is they're already regulated, so they can't just go out and put out puff pieces. It needs to be factual and it cannot be misleading, but it's allowing them to take their own responsibility. And that's what I love about crypto, is you need to take 100% responsibility for it. When companies can do it, countries can do it, regulation is moving forward to allow that to happen. That's absolutely fantastic. I just want everyone to know my next video I'll be breaking down. It's called Famco. It looks like it will be the world's, maybe one of the world's percentage-wise profitable Bitcoin mining operations. They're getting electricity at under 2 cents as well. So I'll do a deep dive, break that down. I actually reached out to the project and I've asked them a lot of questions and let them know that I'd do a review after looking into it. Fantastic. So stay tuned for that. Hit subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. News with the fast facts. Be blessed. Peace.